Hey, welcome to a new series. Today we're going to be starting our Road to Rank 1 series. I'll talk more about the series when I'm in the game. Basically the premise is I'm going to start from a fresh account at Wood 5 and hopefully play our way and win our way to the Rank 1 spot on Pixelborn. Okay, game 1 going first. This is the start of a brand new series, Road to Rank 1, where I'm going to try to get to Rank 1 from the Pixelborn ladder. So I'll chuck the deck list up on screen now. This is kind of a variation of the evasives package that I posted not so long ago, which I'll leave in the description. Basically, I just want to play some aggro. You want to kind of... Well, I'll ink a Maui first. I just want to get through the low ranks as soon as possible, so I feel like just playing a fast, quick, and very easy deck will help us there. Kind of the game plan with the series is, you know, I want to hit rank 1, but I probably won't. You have to put a lot of games in, but the goal's definitely there and it's definitely possible. And it'll be just a good way to kind of have some educational content, maybe you know, some shorter games. I'm not sure if I'll show every game. There'll be a tracker in the bottom right of what our score currently is. So it looks like we're against Amethyst here. It might be an aggro deck, so I'm going to ink probably the Tinkerbell, and then we can go for the Flynn. And then, yeah, so you just kind of want to quest with this deck. And basically, against aggro, you want to race it because you have a very good evasive, like aggressive line. You quest for a lot of cards, even like a blue quest for 2. And then you just kind of abuse the Shield of Virtue and Cusco combo to make an invincible Cusco for the late game or against aggro, unless they're playing Be Prepared. They can't get rid of the card, basically. So we definitely want to trade the mini into the Maleficent here, just as a free kill. Yeah, and then we'll just we'll ink the Maui. I'm not sure we're going to need it too much. And then we can go with the Abu, and then we'll quest with Flynn. And yeah, it looks good to me. The only issue with this deck is that there's no card draw other than the Mad Hatter, but you know, future sets probably will give some of these decks some card draw. But right now, you know, you just kind of want to play what you get, and that's why it's kind of easier than playing like a control deck, because with control you're drawing a lot of cards, whereas with this one you're kind of just playing what you've got and playing on a curve, and then just turning your cards sideways, and sometimes you're trading, sometimes you're not. In aggro matchups you kind of want to decide when's the best time to trade and when is the best time to quest. Most of the time you want to quest. But yeah, hopefully we start off quite well. I've made a new account. I'm not sure how the matchmaking works on Pixelborn. I think it kind of just matches you up against anyone random. But you know, we should be good. I will definitely take this free kill on Felicia in a quest. We got an aggro deck, but against like a different kind of aggro mid-range deck, you do still want to keep control of the board, because once you get a wide board, you're very explosive. Because a lot of your stuff quests for more than one. Everything's worth a lot, so the more you can keep up, the better. They are playing Amber Amethyst, so they haven't got any kind of board wipes, so that's good for us, so we can kind of go very wide. I'd say the main issue with this deck is playing against Steel, but yeah, as soon as you kind of get Cusco out, Steel hasn't really got a way to deal with it, so you know, we want to choose when to play cards and when not to play cards against Steel as well. But yeah, this series is mainly like an educational series, and also more of like a learning series for me. It's because I've been making a lot of misplays in recent videos and stuff like that, and I don't really like that. You know, I want to be giving you the best kind of content, the best kind of gameplay that I can. So I'm thinking if I want to ink Mad Hatter here, if I ink Mad Hatter I can go into Cusco, they won't be able to clear that, so that'll be pretty good. I can definitely use Mother Knows Best as well if they play a big unit next turn, and then we can just go ahead and quest with everything. And then yeah, we're on 11th, so that's pretty good. But yeah, that's the issue with this deck. You do run out of steam, but if you do have the Cusco Shield combo, you don't really need any cards. You just have everything on board, and the opponent can't deal with it. So that's kind of why I've gone for this, especially in the lower ranks. People aren't really going to be playing a lot of like tech cards. Like we see with Steel Control currently, they're playing the Beast uncommon card, which gets rid of items, which might be an issue for this deck. I am only running 3 shields in this list. You can run 4 if you want. I was previously running 4, but you know, it kind of, if I like drew a shield now and already had one on board, then it'd kind of be like a dead draw. Sure, you can set up 2 shields, but there's not really a point unless you have 2 Cuscos. So making them discard a card here with Flynn would be really good. We still do have the evasive Pongo as well. If we go into Genie, we'll be pretty happy as well. Genie is one of those cards really good for the late game. Having the evasive keyword is still really good, and then the bounce kind of buys you a turn, especially in those stages of the game, is really handy. Yeah, so I think for the different episodes, if you want to call them that, for this series, I'll be playing a different deck each time. Oh, this is a brush. Okay, I'll be playing a different deck each time. I might go back to some old favorites, like say I do get kind of close, I will start playing, okay, cool, so we off then. I'll start playing decks that I think are solid. So if we bounce Hades here, what can they add back? They can add back kind of nothing important. So if I bounce Hades back, they can't clear this Cusco unless they have Rush. So that'll be pretty handy, and that will win us the game, honestly. Not sure if I need to play the Flynn. I think just having that, the pressure is good. They don't really have any target removal. I guess they could play Befuddle, but I don't think this list will be playing that, just from what we've seen. And yeah, like I say, I'm not sure if I'm going to add every game. I'll definitely add every game at the start. Oh wow, double rush, no way, and evasive. That is not good for us. Although we are on 16, so we are very close. But Flotsam Jetsam combo, I've not seen that since. Oh, they can't clear both. So yeah, I think we just got game actually. Yeah, they can clear both. That's good. So we bounced the I forgot what we bounced the Hades to make sure that they couldn't just hit one into the. They couldn't get rid of the Cusco basically. And yeah, so that'll be game 1 down. And yeah, off to a good start. Let's go to the second game of the series. Okay, going first again. We love to see it. We got Mini, Flynn, and we have a shield, so we can kind of maybe keep shield and Cusco. If we do this, how do I feel about this? Because keeping Cusco's shield is I'm not sure if you really want to do it, but now I guess is the time to experiment if we're playing at wood. So sure, we'll try out this game. We do have a solid like curve, so we can definitely get rid of this Flynn. I think it's fine, and then we can just go Mini and pass. Yeah, I think evasives right now are super slept on because like people aren't seeing them as like a meta contender. No one's really playing it, but also that means no one's playing counters for it. So yeah, evasive is pretty good in my opinion. So we're playing against Amber again. Do we like Abu or we like Peter Pan? I think we like Peter Pan better for the turn 3. So we can go Flynn, and then we can quest with the Mini. The reason I play Mini in this list is because it has free health, and the only one drop I think there's only one drop that can trade into it, is the Captain Hook for Steel. And if you're playing against Steel, you're already in a bad matchup anyway, so it's like whatever. But yeah, this is really good against everything else. Which is weird. It's weird that in Lorcana, the best aggro cards are the ones with high health, whereas in every other card game it's the other way around. So that's pretty interesting. Looks like we are going to be in a little race as well. We can definitely go for inking this Goofy. And then turn 4, I'm actually fine just to play Shield. And then yeah, I'll quest with everything. And then as soon as we can kind of get this Cusco Shield into Genie combo on turn 6, that'll be really good. A lot of tempo for us. Hopefully the opponent doesn't play anything too scary. But yeah, lots of aggro at the low ends of the ladder. Like I say, I'm not sure how it kind of works, like the matchmaking and stuff, but yeah, I know that there's going to be a lot of games to be put in as well. So I think this will be like a every other day series, or maybe like a daily series alongside a second upload, depending on how much spare time I've got. I will be moving house recently, so I'm not sure. Not sure about that. Do I want to ink Pongo? If I ink Pongo, I can play Shield. I can ready up Mini, for example. They are questing for 6 next turn, so it might be worth trading. If I ink Shield to go Pongo, then I do have more stats on the board, and I think I like that more. Yeah, I'll just go Pongo. It's not really the time to go for the Cusco combo. And then I'm definitely going to quest with Flynn. I don't want to discard a card from their own Flynn. I quest up, and then I'll hit. They're definitely going to go into Rockstar Stitch next turn because they inked one. So I think I just quest. And then I guess I'll just have to bounce it on turn 6, which I don't really like. So yeah, I'm expecting a Rockstar Stitch shift here, but if that's it, then we're not looking too bad because we can trade into this Lilo. The Lilo's really good like early game, especially if you can get it behind a Simba. But the mini trades into it pretty well as long as they don't have a bodyguard. Okay, so they just played Tinkerbell. That's really good. They can I guess give Stitch the evasive. So we can definitely go Cusco. And then it's time to make some trades, I think, because they are questing for 8, and then if they shift, then that is lethal. So I will definitely ink this Goofy and play Cusco. It's kind of like what our plan has been from the start. And then we can start doing some trades. Okay, so we definitely want to do this into this. And then we can do this into this. And then honestly, just quest with everything. And then next turn, we have exactly 4 on board, so they have to make trades. So yeah, that's like I say, you don't really need the card draw necessarily. A lot of time against control, Cusco Shield will just be enough to win with the combined with like the early game strengths. And then we do play Maui and Genie, which are kind of like a mid game kind of package, which buys you a lot of turns. It gives you that surprise factor with the Maui as well. Okay, so they play Mad Hatter. As long as I top deck an Inkball here. Oh, they're not even going to trade, so yeah, that would just be game for us on the game 2. And 2-0. Really nice. So we're on wood 4, let's go. Okay, cool, so let's see if we can keep this momentum going for the next couple of games. I think I'll do maybe 5 games just to start the series off. I really like keeping this hand actually. We can go turn 1 Mini, turn 2 Flynn, turn 3 Peter Pan, turn 4 Tink, but then we do need to find a kind of turn to use the shield if we want to do that. And I'll definitely get rid of Genie, but not going to need it. I'd rather have an Inkball card. I want to try keeping the Cusco shield just to kind of see how that works. And then I think I'll just keep everything else. So yeah, we can definitely ink Goofy turn 1. We are going first again, which is fantastic. It's definitely what you want to do with an aggro deck. So we'll go Mini turn 1, then turn 2 Flynn, turn 3 Peter Pan, turn 4 Tinkerbell. I say this a lot with when I do aggro videos, but the kind of mulligan that you want to go for isn't so linear in the fact that you're looking for specific cards. You're just looking for a strong like opener. You're looking for a strong turn 1, a strong turn 2, a strong turn 3, and then if you can, a strong turn 4 as well. It is important with this game specifically as well to know kind of what you're going to ink as well, so maybe keeping like high cost cards if you want. I'm not sure if that's correct, but just something to keep in mind definitely. So I can probably ink Shield here. So I can ink Peter Pan, and then what I can do on turn 3 is I can play Shield and Flynn, and then that sets up our Cusco. Looks like we are against aggro again, however. Hopefully there's no Simba. I'll be pretty sad if there is a Simba, I'll be honest. But yeah, you don't need card draw as well because, like I say, once you have Cusco Shield on the board, it's already, all you need is already there. And then anything you draw is just extra. So we kind of don't want to run into Simba here. I'm thinking of doing a video as well on like the top, like the best kind of combos that you can use at the moment. Okay, cool. So there's the Simba. That's a tricky one. Hopefully we get Mother's Nose Burst. We don't, so we can definitely ink this Peter Pan. And then I guess we're just gonna have to race it out. It's tricky. So Simba can trade into our units quite well as well, because it has such good stats and the word bodyguard on a 2-drop. It's definitely, like, in my opinion, the best 2-drop in the game. And combine that with the Lilo, that quest for 2, this is a really strong turn 1-2 opener. And that's kind of why you'd play Amber if you were playing aggro. I just honestly like the cheesy gimmick of like Cusco and then readying Cusco up again. I very much like my gimmicks. But they're gonna quest with Simba, which honestly is totally fine, especially now, which is fantastic. We can bounce the Simba, which saves us so much pressure. Mother Knows Best is such a fantastic card for that basically, or even like late game. And then cool, we can quest up, and then we've cleared their board without actually like doing anything, which is fantastic as well. And then, like I say, next time we can go for the Simba, not Simba, the Cusco shield combo, and then I don't think AGGRO or Amethyst has any tools to deal with that. So yeah, local tournaments, like competitive official tournaments, are starting up very soon, and I feel like we already kind of have like a guideline for what the meta will be. Obviously, I'm expecting it to like drastically change before the next set comes out, but right now, Ruby Amethyst is definitely like the easiest like top deck to play. Whereas you have like Steel Amethyst as well, which is a very hard deck to play, but if you know the lines, you can definitely beat Ruby Amethyst a lot of the time. And then we're seeing Mill as well, which can easily be countered by just playing like more than 60 cards in your list, which I think we saw a 77 card list from Ruby Amethyst. Cool, so like I can ink this Laflute, that's another way to ready up Cusco as well. And then we can just quest for everything. Yeah, and then we're pressuring a lot. We're pressuring lethal next turn again on that turn 5, or I guess we turn 6. So yeah, just showing off the aggressiveness of this. Like I say, against aggro decks, because you have Mother's Knows Best, you can just bounce all their kind of like protective targets, and you're so like focused on questing. Whereas other cards like the Jetsam, for example, you can kind of use that to control the board. Whereas our deck is just solely, I want to hit 20 quests as fast as possible. We do see Rafiki, which is quite difficult for us to deal with, but like I say, we have Cusco set up. So I think they're just going to clear both Flints here. They're going to discard cards, but it doesn't matter. They're playing Amethyst, so they have loads of card draw. And yeah, it doesn't really matter because we could just Cusco shield from this point forward, and Cusco will be fully invincible. So they're discarding 2 cards there, but like I say, it doesn't really matter because they're on Amethyst. And then we can quest for 4 next turn, and then we can just ready up Cusco, and then Cusco will just win us the game. Yeah, so that should be that. We could play Mini as well. There's not really a reason to not. With this deck, I like to kind of go to 5 ink and then stop, unless I have a dead hand, and then maybe I'll go to 6. Yeah, cool. And then there's nothing they can do against the Cusco because Ward is such a strong keyword that they can't target anything, so they can't bounce it, they can't Dragonfire it. There's another win, and yeah, let's go into the next game. Okay, it must be a very lucky day because we're going first again, which is insane. We can keep a shield for turn 1. Obviously we do want to play Mini, that would be better. Also testing out this Huns, which can quest for free as well. You know, any card that can quest for free is quite solid, so there's that. We'll definitely get rid of the Goofy. I like the Maui as the surprise factor, because when you're playing like an evasive deck, they're not really expecting just a massive card to just come out and have Rush. So they will like, a lot of the time with like Tinkerbell decks as well, which is like your main counter, you can just Maui their Tinkerbell after they've used it once. So like they do get 1 Tinkerbell use, but it saves you having to bounce it, because if you bounce it they still get to do all the same stuff. So Maui just completely gets rid of it. So that's why I like that. We are looking quite good here on the curve. We do have Mother Knows Best, so I might ink the shield here. So we'll definitely ink the shield. Sorry if you can hear the seagulls outside as well. Really loud. But yeah, Cruella's pretty good as well. We just play lots of annoying stuff. That's what I love about this deck, is you just bounce all their like targets that they use. Like bouncing a card early game is really good because it buys you so much tempo. Bouncing a card late game is so good because it buys you a whole turn. And like even bouncing a card mid game is just really good. And we do that so much through Cruella, Genie, Mother Knows Best, and stuff like that. So there's the Cusco, so we're probably good to get rid of the Maui. We are playing against like Sapphire Ramp, which I think we have a kind of good matchup against. They probably are playing Steel, however, so it's a good thing that we play these like free health units to kind of play around the Grab Your Sword. Obviously it's not going to play around the Tinkerbell Grab Your Sword, but if they play a small Tink on turn 3, you just bounce it. That's kind of the way I've found to play this matchup, is you just want to bounce the smaller Tink whenever you can, really. Also, the fact that Mother Knows Best is like singable is really good as well, because you can kind of like can sing instead of questing for like 1, and then still play another unit to like establish your board, which is quite good. Cool, so there's Mickey, so they are ramping, but it should be fine. I think I saw them ink a Ruby card there. I have a bad habit of not looking. They're going to quest with Grammar, which I'm not too sure is the correct play, to be honest. But I'm debating here. We can set the shield up and then ink Hans, or we can just go Hans, which I think we will just do. So it's always good to be aware of like the combo that you've got, but you don't always have to do it, especially when you're questing for this much. And then next time we go to 14, and then with Cusco we can go to 17, and then we're just one Cusco away from winning the game. And they are only on 4 as well, so I'm expecting kind of a Maui this turn. So I'm expecting from them. And then so I'm expecting them to trade both of these into the Abu, and then Maui the Mini Mouse I think would be the right play, provided that they do obviously have the Maui. And then we can still quest for 4 next turn. Okay, so they do have Aladdin, so we've got to be careful of that shift actually. So I think I might just bounce that. But then it does steal another one if they don't have the shift. The shift is super annoying, that's why the evasive is so good, because Aladdin can't trade into it. Okay, cool, so they've only got 2 cards in hand, and they don't play any card draw with these 2 colours. So that's pretty good. We do have Maui, which is great as well, although we could probably just ink that and go Cusco. Yeah, and then we just quest with everything. Why not? If they steal two like lore off of us, that's fine. Could have saved the Maui to trade into it, but I just kind of like what we've got on the board right now. This is the problem with Sapphire Ramp is that they don't really have much. They don't have much early game, so we can definitely take advantage of that. And they have to make a lot of trades here. Yeah, there's the Aladdin I was worried about. So they're gonna have a 4 lore swing off of 1 card, which is super annoying. But they do only have 1 card in hand, so we could probably bounce it, and that would just slow them down a turn. So that's totally fine. They are going to steal some lore, which is fine. We are still questing for 9, so they are going to have to kill something else. Or they're just going to quest with everything. Okay, cool. So I guess that's the... this is kind of going to happen, at least for the first couple of episodes where we're playing in such a low rank. People aren't just going to see that we have game on board. So, you know, there's wood free. Yeah, hopefully the games get a bit more difficult as we go along. They definitely will, and we'll definitely start matching up against our better players playing really good decks as well. Okay, so game 5, we're going second here. We don't have a 1-drop. Oh, yeah, we do with the mini. We don't want to keep the Fu, we want to keep that for like the Cusco combo. So I'll just mulligan everything. And then we do find kind of a really bad... We have a really bad start and we're going second. So hopefully this works out. But yeah, I think obviously with Pixelborn being best of 1 on the ladder, you can kind of get away with playing like these cheesy aggro decks. Whereas I feel like when you're playing against Steel Amethyst, for example, it's a really good deck if you're in the best of 3, because you can kind of know what to keep in the mulligan and stuff like that. So we'll play mini. Hopefully they don't have the Simba combo again. We dealt with it quite well last time with the Mother Knows Best, and then just hitting the mini into the Lilo was pretty good. So it is Amber Amethyst again. So we're seeing lots of aggro. And there's the Simba. So I think we'll definitely ink Mad Hatter, we're not going to need that. And then we'll go Flynn, and then we can quest with the mini. If they hit it with the Simba, then that's fine. I don't mind trading it 1 for 1 with the Lilo after that, because we are going to bounce next turn, so we're probably going to ink the Peter Pan. And yeah, we do also play 2 with the Dragonflies. When they come up, they're really strong, but damn, they have a very fast start. They are currently questing for 7, so they'll be on, what is that, 12 next turn? So we're definitely going to I'm thinking if it's worth to bounce it now or later. So if I just quest with mini here, they can't get rid of it. And then if they quest with all 3 of these, we can bounce the Simba and then get rid of all 3 of these weenies, I think is what the term is. Yeah, as well, I think it's also important to mention that I don't come from Magic the Gathering, so this is kind of like a new game to me. So any misplays I do make, I feel like it's just like a learning experience. Any misplay I do make, I can definitely learn from it. Stuff like that. But damn, they are going quick. Thankfully, we do have a good amount of bounce. We can definitely ink this shield. And then we can bounce this Simba if it will let me. And then we'll just take all 3 of these guys down. And hopefully we can start the comeback. We do have Dragonfire, Genie and Maui, so we have a lot of board control from this point forward, providing that we do draw an inkable card. If we don't, then I think I'm fine just to ink the Maui and Dragonfire, whatever they play. But yeah, it'll definitely be interesting. There's a Queen as well, there's just the card draw of Amethyst. There's a Jetsam. I think I definitely do want to Dragonfire this. Or I can just play Cusco. So if I play Cusco, they quest with this, then yeah, that's fine. They're not. They're in a scary position, but they're not in an ultra scary position, and we do definitely have enough to control the board. We can have a Dragonfire, or we can Genie if we get an inkable card. Either way is fine. Even like another Cusco would be great. This game is so swingy that as long as you clear their board, you're in a good spot. So if they play one big card, which they do. So both of these have Rush now. And they have Evasive, which is not good. So there's that, and then there'll be a hit into that. Or are they clearing the Flint? Let's see, so I'm thinking I can use Genie to bounce back the one that gives them both Evasive, and then I can just trade them. So they are going to discard a card, which is quite good actually. And then Genie has Evasive, so I can deal with them. So I can definitely hit into this. And then it might be worth just Dragonfiring one, honestly. Or I can save Dragonfire. If I play Genie, this only has Evasive, right? Yeah, this is Evasive, so I can actually just play Genie. And then yeah, and then they've only got 2 cards in hand, and if they want to spend free ink to draw 2 cards, then that's totally fine with me. But yeah, that's just the potential of like the mid-game control I was showing with like Dragonfire, Genie, stuff like that. They are so ready to not like for you to not have that when you do play it, it's kind of disgusting. So do I want to Dragonfire this? I feel like I'm kind of fine to let them, and then I can just play Cruella. Yeah, I actually like this more. It pressures lethal next turn, and they can't one-shot anything, so they're going to need another Rush card. And if they do play anything big, I can just Dragonfire it. And yeah, that'll be a really good comeback if we do win this game. So there's a Goofy getting inked. There's the Jetsam, so they both do have Rush. And there's a Stitch, sorry. So they can both rush into the Genie, which we find they have no cards in hand. So we're looking quite good. They are just going to quest. And yeah, that'll be game number 5 as a win. Really good comeback there. So that has been it. We've made it all the way to Wood 3, so we're rapidly closing on rank 1. Just joking. But yeah, I'll keep the series going. I do eventually want to transition this to Twitch and start streaming all the games, and then I can kind of show you guys the highlights and stuff like that. And then also kind of like show you guys a bit more personality in my videos and stuff. But thanks so much for watching. Different deck in the next video, and deck guide tomorrow, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.